What is up, Shakespeare gang? It's your founding father, William Shakespeare, with Call Her Shakespeare. Iago and Othello, welcome to Call Her Shakespeare.
Thank you
Thank you
for
for
having
having us.
us.
For those of you who may be unfamiliar with my show, I'm William Shakespeare, the host of this amazing series where I invite actors from my famous plays to discuss our work together. Today's play, Othello, can you both introduce yourself for our viewers?
Hi, I'm Iago Conte, and I play Iago, the main antagonist of this incredible play. My role was a lot of manipulating and lying, essentially causing the downfall of my boss, Othello, here.
And I'm Othello Nasir, as you just heard. I'm the main character who's a victim to Iago's lies and manipulation throughout the play. Much like our days on set when Iago would lie to me that I was getting fired.
So I'm sure you all have read my Sonnet 87, one among many famous works of mine. Today we're going to dive in a little deeper and turn it inside out to see its ties to my play Othello, with the help of our wonderful guest. So before we dive into the language of the works, how about we get to know your characters a bit better? Can we get some more information about the upbringing of your characters?
Well, I would say,
I think, as the main character, I should probably explain things first. Yeah, so my character Othello, he's referred to as a Moor oftentimes, and this is due to the fact that he's from North Africa and has a history with Islam. Due to his move to Venice for a career as a fierce military man and his directness, I think his upbringing can be concluded as no less than filled with perseverance and a sense of his, having to survive.
uh, okay. Well, as for me, my character is kind of complex in the sense that we aren't given too much background info on him, but yet we know that Iago was Venice-born and is a flag bearer to Othello. He obviously doesn't live in luxury, which is why he wants to make others around him, like my bud here, Othello, miserable.
And to turn things back to our great host, what made you write our characters in that way, Shakespeare?
Well, I appreciate the question, Othello. I mean, I think a big part of this play is about the different walls built up between different characters. Othello being an outsider in comparison to Iago builds on the theme of their differences and highlights how the characters oppose each other. Well, thank you. Thank you. Now, enough about me. Let's talk about what you guys are all here for. Sonnet 87, its connection to Othello. All right, now I didn't say this sooner, but this episode's gonna be a little different. To give myself another reason to talk about myself. Kidding, kind of. My esteemed guests are gonna be the ones asking me you guys' burning questions.
Yeah, it's our show now.
Let's get started, shall we?
Well, to start off, I think we can all agree your work is a little dizzying to read, for lack of better words. Can you walk us through the sonnet and explain the different languages in it?
Sure. So this poem essentially is about self-doubt and tragedy. It's the feeling of having someone you love so deeply who seems so perfect and almost so godly to you to the point where it even makes you question your own worth. So I show this by using different parts of figurative language and mixing it all together to make a yearning poetry soup. I first start off with a rhetorical question. For that riches, where is my deserving? I mean, like asking for someone or even talking to someone to be yours, especially when they're so wonderful and of high grace. It feels like a privilege to even do so, really. Do you guys have someone in your life that, makes you feel that way?
Well, contrary to what many of you may believe, I do feel this way about my wife, Amelia. She is such a strong, resilient woman, and not to mention a good listener. Whatever I say goes in our house. But Othello, do you want to tell him or should I?
Well, I recently got married to our co star Desdemona, and I really think that she's too good for me. She comes from a high status family where I've had to work my whole life, and not to mention, we have our racial and cultural differences too. But I do believe that her innocence and purity does make her of high grace, if you will.
I'm sure because Cassio thinks so too.
Good one, Iago. Because as you guys know in the play, he allegedly has an affair with my wife.
Yeah. We need to talk after the show.
What do you mean, Avatar?
It's about Cassio. He and your wife might be proving that life imitates art.
What the?
Tonight, we thank our sponsor, the Haven Mind and Wellness Group. for standing with those who choose healing, and for reminding us all to thine own mind be kind. Please call 677-776-6767. Thank you. Okay, well, the next figurative language device that I've used throughout my sonnet was metaphors. My favorite metaphor that I used was the cause gift is me wanting, and so my pattern back again is serving. This really seals the deal on it being so hard to distance yourself from someone you love, but the bridges between you two have already burned, and it's really just about the accept.
Do you think that you mirror any of the characters that you make?
So my sonnets, well, my art mirrors experiences. Some may be my experiences, some may be what I've witnessed, all of which are experiences. Someone in the audience may relate to this too.
William, I guess that was cool and all, but you didn't really answer my question. I mean, you made my character and Desdemona's relationship in the play abruptly stop or burn its bridges, like you said. I loved her, but despite my wanting her, I had to cut off our ties because of the affair and grew into an aggressive and prideful person.
The affair was necessary to add tension between the characters and have the audience engaged. If I had to give it to you straight, there's a lot of similarities with the play Othello and with my Sonnet 87, which we'll get into as soon as I continue the meaning of my work. Let's take Iago as an example. Iago had a manipulative role. He was the devil on your shoulder, who only wanted to ruin your reputation, but a necessary evil.
Yeah, I mean, like, I totally agree with what you're saying about the metaphor.
Exactly. All throughout Sonnet 87, figurative language is used to keep the audience entertained. I say, thus have I had thee as a dream doth flatter, to mention how a potential lover can make one feel flattered, almost like a sweet dream. I even go further, saying, in sleep a king, but waking no such matter, to mention the powerful feeling one has in slumber and the weak feeling one can have while awake.
The audience would also like to know, how would you define the theme of this sonnet?
Throughout the Sonnet 87, I use all the language I just talked about and more to really drive the theme of self doubt within a relationship into the ground. I try to have a sort of self depreciating tone, like when I wrote, and for that riches, where is my deserving? This quote highlights how whoever may fit into the speaker is constantly stuck in this cloud of self doubt and doesn't feel deserving of his lover. I went on to develop this self doubt of the speaker as he confesses his perspectives of his worth, only feeling like a king in his sleep. It's a whole lot, but I know my smart audience know what I mean. Am I right? But also, I'm sure the audience would love to know how you two view this sonnet in your eyes of your characters.
I mean, to me, it's a pretty clear connection. My character, you can see he already feels a little bit undeserving of Desdemona for all of her pureness and kindness in the beginning of the play. And the sonnet's tone of and the sonnet's tone and everything really reflects Othello's internal dialogue.
Yeah, yeah. In terms of my character, this sonnet is a perfect look into Othello's mind, which gives my character, Iago, an opening to Othello's insecurities. It really works to, connect the perspectives of the characters and our amazing writer, Shakespeare.
So the audience also would like to know what's the overall connection between both works.
Well, in my play Othello, a recurring theme is self doubt and tragedy. The connection to Sonnet 87 in Othello is doubting one's worth and questioning a potential relationship. I use Othello's character to mimic mundane insecurities and issues within relationships.
Oh, so like when my character is starting to believe Iago's lies, he's kind of stuck. So he starts debating with himself. I think he says, I think my wife is honest and I think she is not in the third act.
Yeah, exactly. That quote shows your character Othello's self doubt about Desdemona's honesty throughout their relationship, which connects back to the self depreciating comments in my sonnet, like the line, farewell, thou art too dear for my possessing.
I get it. It's like the speaker, which I guess we could say is Othello because he's so easy to manipulate and insecure. Kidding. But his immediate need is to leave the relationship because he thinks the person is more deserving of someone else's affection. That shows all of his self-doubt.
Yeah, so overall, I mirror some personal issues, you can say, within my work to make my artistic pieces of writing a bit more relatable and interesting to my audience. And this concludes today's podcast. Thank you, Iago and Othello, for being on Call Her Shakespeare. The Shakespeare gang has wanted an interview with you guys for so long.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having
having
us.
us.